Hey, awesomes, how's it going? Dawned on me the last video did not tell you that coming to you from my office, ninth floor, the Maccabees building. Different scenery. Still waiting on my apartment situation to get sorted out. I had to be here this afternoon anyway for different meetings, etc. So I thought I will just record a few videos from the office, from my office instead. So anyway, hello, greetings once again. This video is we're gonna talk about that's a good topic for Project 3 because recall that this weekend our discussion posts are going to be about grouping and topics, right? So I'll probably put the cart before the horse in that anyway. So first thing we want to do is think about 5 topics. Try to come up with 5 topics in which you are interested, and that's what you will post by Friday night. Okay, so I'll have the discussion board thread up there shortly for week 6 discussion post, right? And this will be about Project 3 topics. All right, so let's talk about topics for a second here. So I've got the Project 3A, which is the first part of Project 3, and starts off with, right, first bullet point there, find and articulate a problem that can be addressed with research. A problem as it exists for an actual group, company, or organization, right? So it's not it's not fictitious or fictional. Okay, so that's kind of where I want to start. There's a lot involved in this research proposal because you'll need to tell me in this proposal what your patterns of inquiry are going to be, and they must include both primary and secondary research. You talk about your strengths and weaknesses as a group, right? Let's scroll down here. And you'll need to plan out the project's life cycle. So this needs to be given quite a bit of thought. Assignment prompt. Proposing a research report is a problem-solving activity in of itself. The research proposal is not meant to propose a final answer to a problem. Instead, what you're really doing is you're proposing how you're going to go about addressing this problem. Okay, so first thing, this first paragraph after the assignment prompt, or the second paragraph, discovering a problem to research can be a challenge, and it often requires collaboration among instructors and students to go beyond tip-of-the-nose problems. Problems affecting Detroit and Wayne State are often a good place to start. Okay. One suggestion: you can take a look at the Board of Governors meetings minutes, or the Wayne State University strategic plan, as well as problems related to the use or development of a technology affecting your fields or institution or workplaces. So we're really trying to think about something local. I know you're going to ask, so before you do, let's talk about maybe a couple of examples. Now, one that a group that from last semester, very interested in gerrymandering. All right, so it's the drawing of district lines and who gets to vote in what areas within a district and how those get counted, and right. So that's something that's local that they could talk about, specifically Wayne County and specifically the area around which we fall, right, and how those are split, to ultimately recommend from their research, both primary and secondary research, they were able to recommend a solution to the gerrymandering problem, right, as it relates locally. Okay. Say another group last semester do human trafficking, right? Specifically Detroit, not the world at all human trafficking, but they went and spoke with the local municipalities, local organizations that are specifically dealing with the problem locally. All right. Food insecurity right here on Wayne State campus was a really excellent project done by a group of students last semester. So they went and talked with, I think it was COPS, and then Food Bank, all the all of the necessary entities that affect food insecurity and that deal with that or addressing that issue, ultimately to make a recommendation to them to how to help food insecurity. So you need to find. So one thing to keep in mind is when you think about your topics, you think about this project in particular. Let me go back to them. Let me get back here to the middle here. when you think about this project, you think about your topic in particular, realize that whatever you choose, you need to find a local organization that is either dealing with that issue or someone that who are you going to give this proposal to? Okay. You will write this proposal to this group, right? This local organization, right? So if it's um, like in the case of food insecurity, for example, right? They wrote a proposal. They went right to the food bank, as well as those that are involved with the food bank, whatever. Forget that. I think it's COPS or is the name of the CDP. I don't remember now. Okay. So it was written to them, right? I look at it, right? But that particular, your project 3C itself, right, is being written to. That's your audience, right? And your purpose is to recommend something to them that will help them in their cause, right? In their whatever it is that they're trying to do, right? So, for example, human trafficking, it was written specifically to a local organization that was dealing with how to help address the problem of human trafficking right here in local Detroit. A very specific organization to whom they wrote their proposal saying, here's what we found out, here's what we've discovered. We've spoken with you, we've spoken with these other organizations, we've spoken with people in our class, we've done a survey, we've done interviews or whatever. We've done all the other primary and the secondary research, came up with all these things, and we're going to recommend, here's some things, you're doing these things, here's something else you might think about doing. So that's the goal, right? So that's what I wanted to kind of give you as much background information as possible when you're thinking about your topics for this weekend. So five. The reason I say five is because you put, obviously, rank them or whatever, right? So that when everyone else is kind of looking at them over the weekend and trying to decide, then if you don't get your top one, right, you get two or three, maybe four or five, or maybe you see enough people that are, maybe your five choices are equally interesting to you too, right? So as we'll start to team up over the weekend, it gives us more opportunities to at least get into a group or group up with some individuals that are at least have some shared topics or some shared interest, if that makes sense. Okay. So that's what we're going to do for this weekend. So again, by Friday, you'll post to your the correct thread page or whatever, your five topics. Just, you can say something about them if you want to. It literally just preferably in a vertical ordered stack, right? If you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's fine too. So just list your five areas and post it, and then once everybody posts and you'll start going and looking at people's areas, and then you'll email back and forth or message each other back and forth, trying to develop groups, and I'll provide some more instructions on that. Well, you don't need more instructions then. You guys can figure it out. Okay. All right. So just, and again, as you guys are trying to get connected and stuff like that, you can post if you want to post personal email, your Wayne State email addresses, or do whatever during this time. I just want to reiterate, this is a private site, not just anybody can look at it. And as soon as we're done over the weekend, this is one of the threads that particular thread, I'll start going through and removing any posts that have phone numbers or emails or whatever. Okay, so just FYI about that. All right, guys. All right. If you have any questions, just let me know. Keep thinking about your topics. Be ready to post 5 by Friday. All right. We'll see you guys later. Bye.